Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Thanks for taking the time to talk.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so I know you just turned 70 last week, and you've been your output has been really consistent, and you seem like you're really enjoying your career at this point.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So how did the idea to do a covers album come about?
Yeah, it was not really planned, it was more like we was working in a studio a little bit, and then yeah, we said, okay, why we not cover one or two songs?
Mhm.
And then it turned out very well. And then we said, okay, first we want to ask the record company if they may be interesting to put out a cover album. And then they said, yes, no problem. And then my producer said, okay, make up a list with all the songs maybe you want to do.
Mhm.
Then I said, yeah, now I make a list, and that all the songs you hear on this album is like songs they was not inspiring me, or I was like some singers I want to be like Ronnie James Dio or whatever. No, that was like the songs I was listening to in the end of the 60s, 70s, beginning of the 80s. It was my favorite songs to I was listening to.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the most important thing on this album for me was that I can put my own character on,
Mhm.
and not like try to sing like Klaus Meine, Robert Plant, or whatever. And of course, I cannot sing like Tina Turner.
Mhm.
That will be a bit strange.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and then it works in the end. And I think I can say in the end, I'm happy that I did it. It came out very well. And yeah, so here we go.
Mhm. Yeah. When anybody does a covers album, I know it's difficult, like to pick songs that people would want to hear. But what I like about this album is that you pick songs that not everyone else covers all the time, so it's kind of a good variety.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's some songs, they're a little bit different, not completely metal stuff, like Billy's Choir, let's say, not the city limits, like the German song what I did, but this song is definitely a song for me important song about the lyrics. The lyrics are on this German song are reflecting my whole career. Good times, bad times, always looking forward, don't look back. Go always forward, and that's what I've always did. Yeah, and also like songs of Frankie Miller, Jealousy. A
Mhm.
lot of people said to me, I never heard of this song. Yeah, I said, yeah. So see, some surprises.
Like with the Tina Turner cover, was that a song you had always thought about covering, or did you just kind of like one you always liked and you thought it would fit well on the album?
You mean a Tina Turner song?
Yeah.
Yeah, the connection is not so good. I
Oh.
mean, you are not really, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's also a little story behind the not the city limit stuff. When we in the old days was rehearsing with except for touring and stuff like that, a new album or whatever what we want. From time to time, we was doing for warm up. We did this song, not the city limits,
Mhm.
just for fun. So that was also like a thing when I saw to do this cover album. I said I wanna have this song on a CD. I mean, I'm also a huge Tina Turner fan,
Mhm.
and so I think it's a good version, and the people like it.
I watched the video you did for "We Will Rock You," and it seemed like that was a lot of fun to put together. How did you come up with the concept for that?
Yeah, that was the producer of the video. He came up with some different ideas in the beginning. Just put a band on stage and do just a normal thing. And I said, nah, this is not. This is boring. And then in the end, he came up and said, yeah, what do you think you can play? you play all the rules on your own. And I said, what do you mean, all the rules on your own? Yeah, he said, we start then with a cleaning man, and then you be the bartender, a fan, a DJ, also the choir in the end, and also then, of course, like a heavy metal style.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, let's do it, I was not really sure about this in the beginning, but everybody likes this video, don't take yourself too serious, that's, I think, make fun and make it not like always like, it has to be heavy metal or whatever, it's like, do something different. Yeah, so far, and the people liked the video very, very much.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that you can't always sing like in the same styles of the songs that you're covering, so I think the Queen version is cool because it sounds like you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you thought about playing any of these songs in your live set when you're able to play again?
I don't know yet, but we start rehearsing in the middle of May for the upcoming South American tour, and we will see. Maybe we rehearse 2 or 3 songs of the cover album, and then we will see if you are in a good mood. Maybe just for a surprise, we play 1 song or 2 songs, But it's not really like definitely in the set list, We rehearse this song, and then we will see if we have, what I said, in a good mood. Then we do this.
Mm-hmm. I know you just put out Game Over last fall. How close together did you record both of these albums?
Yeah, I mean, Game Over. I mean, also we had a lot of time. That's why also 16 songs on this album.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with this album. Okay, the only thing, it was planned to go on tour with this album, but then during the pandemic was not possible. We did only 4 shows in 2 years. I mean, as a musician, I mean, for me, the most important thing is to go on tour and play live, and yeah, so but now everything looks much, much better. And yeah, but I mentioned before, we go in June to South America. And in over the summer, we have a lot of festivals going on. Then we do a European tour. But now we have a big hole in there in between in October. So normally that was planned to do our Russian tour, but cancelled. Definitely, we are not playing in Russia. And so then the European tour goes until beginning of December. And then 2 times already we had to move to American tour, but now we are working on this. So that I think February next year can be happened that we are coming then to America and Canada. And we have to go to Japan. So that means it's then definitely again March, April. And then definitely in the meanwhile, we are working slowly also on the new Udo album.
I know you've always had a strong following in Russia, so it must be pretty disappointing that you can't go play there.
Oh, definitely. This is. I feel sorry for the fans. Let's say it is only one guy who's doing all this mess. And the fans, what we have in Russia, yeah, I feel sorry for them. But this is not possible to do any tour at the moment in Russia. I mean, everybody is canceled touring in Russia, I mean, of course, everybody is against Russia at the moment, what they're doing with Ukraine. And normally also Ukraine is a huge market for us, but I think the next couple of years, that will be not possible to tour in Ukraine. I think also Russia, I think that takes a while before you can go back there and do just a normal tour in Russia.
Yeah.
But it's a shame, but at the moment, the whole situation, that is impossible to do it.
Yeah, I know. I know you mentioned coming to America at some point. Do you have any idea what type of venues you'll be playing?
I think there will be clubs. I mean, maybe from, I don't know, 500 until 1,500. It depends where we are playing. I mean, in Texas, always like bigger club. Also on the East Coast, on some places we can play bigger. Sometimes it's like smaller clubs. On the West Coast, there are also bigger clubs. It's always independent. It's a mix up,
Yeah.
And yeah, so but anyway, I mean, it's not the 80s anymore anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changing, and I don't have any problem to do it, So it's I like to be on tour in America. It's always fun and really good reaction. And still, there are a lot of heavy metal fans in America, and yeah, keep going on.
Yeah, I know. I've always been a big Accept fan, and I like your solo stuff a lot too. So I would be excited to see you live if you came to New York.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, still I play also Accept stuff, so definitely like Ball to the Wall is one of the biggest in America for us.
Yeah.
And of course, like Metal Heart, Fast as a Shark, stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it's like three or four Accept songs are still in the set list, and the rest. I mean, of course, I have so many UDO albums.
I know. Yeah.
And it's also, believe me, a nightmare. The nightmare to make a set list. It's like whoa. But anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to come to America again. And yeah, in definitely the most important thing to be on stage. And yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like everything works now.
Yeah, I know with things starting to open up again, that the pandemic is
Yeah.
easing up. Was there anything that you were able to do outside of music during your time off of the stage that you hadn't been able to do before?
For let's say I was quite busy in a studio also during the pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I'm home, I just want to relax,
Hmm.
meet some friends, go out for dinner, having
Yeah.
a good time. And then I'm looking, let's say it's like this. If I come back home after a tour, for me, it's like then, okay, 3 or 4 weeks are okay. And then already like, okay, when is the next thing happens,
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like, yeah, I still like to be on tour and like doing new stuff. And yeah, that's that's what I like most, making music.
Yeah. I know that you mentioned that you were working on material for another album already. How soon do you think that'll come together?
Paul, I think that the next album next year, after the summer, maybe, I think, maybe before the summer. I don't know. We will see. This is also up to the record company, what they have also a look on who is also coming out with albums, that you are not in between of mass of releases. And this is up to the record company. But I think that will be maybe early summer or late summer.
Mhm.
We will see.
How have things been in Europe with the pandemic at the moment?
Oh, everything is going, open up again. Now they're talking about that you don't have to wear the mask anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything is going up here in Europe. Like a couple of countries are already, they say, for them the pandemic is over. It's just like now they handle this now like if you're having, let's say, a heavy cold or whatever,
Mhm.
it's getting more and more much easier now.
Yeah. I know in America things are pretty much back to where they were before. So
Yeah. So and yeah. So hopefully nothing is coming back again with this,
Mhm.
and everything's getting normal, and we can do our job.
Mhm.
So yep,
Yeah.
yep. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a big fan of the Restless and Wild album from Accept. That's always been my favorite. I know it's celebrating 40 years this year. Do you have any fond memories of that, like making that album or anything?
No. I mean, no. It has nothing to do with this. I mean, this is, except in a way for me, it's also history. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a long time ago, and I mean, I do my own thing. That's why I call the album My Way. I did everything my way, and yeah, no, except, I mean, come on, the whole thing is over for me, It's like okay, except still existing. They're doing their own thing, and I do my thing. And yeah, here we go.
Hmm. I know you on the My Way album that you sing it in German for the first time on a record. What was that experience like for you?
The what? Again, an L?
Yeah, on
It's a bad connection.
oh, sorry. Yeah, on My Way you sing in German for the first time on record.
Oh,
What
yeah,
was one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, why I choose this song is definitely the lyrics, you know. I mean, the lyrics on this song reflecting my whole career,
Hmm.
like the good times, bad times, always looking forward, don't look back, you know, always go forward. And in the first place, we tried to translate the lyrics in English,
Hmm.
but the sense was gone. It was not the same meaning anymore. You know, there was it cannot really translate this. So and then I said, okay, it's my mother language, easy going. You know, sing in German. But that was the most complicated thing on this album to sing my own mother language. You know,
Hmm.
it's completely different to when you sing English. You know, the German language is really hard. The words are different coming out of your mouth. You know, yeah, that was not easy, but in the end, I think was also interesting for me to do. I learned a lot of things about singing in German.
Yeah, I like every song on this album, so I think it was a pretty cool project. I know I played it for my son last night, and
Eh?
he's a big fan of Rainbow, so he liked your Man on the Silver Mountain cover a lot.
Ah, okay, good. Okay, very good.
With the first song on the album that opens, so that's a song I never heard before. What was the story behind how you chose that one?
Oh, this is Faith Healer of Alex Harvey Band. I mean, this song, oh, when I was young, let's say it in this way, that was the song that was played everywhere in every rock disco, rock cafe, rock club, whatever.
Hmm.
I was dancing to this song, you know, and that was one of my favorite songs for a long, long time. And then that was definitely a song I have to do, you know. And yeah, so it works out also good. We make this song a little bit heavier than the original one.
Hmm.
And yeah, also, I mean, Alex Harvey, you cannot make a copy of Alex Harvey. He had a special atmosphere, you know. So I did it then also in my way.
Hmm.
And yeah, and that works out very well. I'm really happy with the song.
Yeah, and then you close the album with the My Way, obviously, and I was just curious how have you always been a fan of Frank Sinatra, or is it just that song in particular?
I saw many times Dean Martin and Frank
Hmm.
Sinatra when they were singing, completely drunk anyway. Um, yeah, the reason why I was choosing this song was in the first place also the title, My Way.
Hmm.
And when I did for a long time, I think nearly 3 years, I did Dirkschneider, was playing only accept songs.
Hmm.
And we always had this song, the original one with Frank Sinatra, in the end to say goodbye to the audience, you know, and say thank you very much. And when we put out the live CD and the live DVD, we want to have this song also on the record. And but the publishing say no, we don't want to have the original Frank Sinatra song on metal album or whatever. I don't know for what reason. Oh, anyway, and then we said, yeah, but we want to have this song on this album. What we are doing? And then Stefan Kaufman, my old bandmate of Accept, he said, yeah, why we not do it on our own? You sing that. I said, ah, come on, you are sure? And he said, yeah, we try that. So and then I was singing the song, and yeah, and then when we now was doing we did the cover album, we said, okay, the title My Way fits perfectly, and we put the song again on this album. Also, we was just making a little remix of the song, and then it fits perfectly. And yeah, I think the vocals are okay on this song. I think, yeah. So everything works.
Yeah, I think it shows kind of like a different side to your voice that people weren't used to hearing. So
Yeah.
mhm.
So good.
Yeah, all right. thanks again for taking the time to talk. It was really a pleasure to speak with you.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
And maybe we see us in America. You should come to the show or whatever. And
yeah.
in the meanwhile, what can I say? Stay heavy and healthy. That's the
You,
most important thing.
you too.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
bye.